My dear friends of the Sorare world, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys my honest opinion on the updates that have come through with Sorare. While so many people think that this is what Sorare is about,
Give me your money.
I genuinely believe it's more than that. I think that this update is actually class. I think that it was a necessary step to be made. And I also, at the same time, while I think it's a great update, can also agree with the fact that so many people have been hurt by this update, that so many cards have devalued in a big way. But I think this is how it's supposed to be. If Sorare was to be started today and you gave me the option of having the new system that they are implementing now in March and August, or the system that we had until now, I genuinely would pick the new one because that new system actually gives you the urge to want the best football players in the world in your gallery instead of going for the old system where you could just go ahead and have some guy from some team who actually sucks but has a low L15 all of a sudden becomes a beast for your gallery for that one game week, and with him you can go out and win the best cards on the platform. I don't think that's the way it should be, or at least like the threshold thing rewarding having bad cards in your gallery, I don't think was the right move forward. And I completely understand that so many people will disagree with what I'm saying right now, but I think for Sorare themselves, for the game, for the future of it, this was a move that was necessary. Otherwise, they wouldn't have told us a couple of months ago that there will only be updates to the game itself in like what was it, like January transfer window and the summer transfer window. I think that's what they said. And then go ahead and change the game completely in February. I think this was a necessary step that had to be taken. It was basically Sorare just pulling the handbrake and being like, yep, this is not working out anymore. We need to change things from the way they are now to a more sustainable, more exciting type of a gameplay, and this is what they have done now, and I truly believe it was the right move. And I'm not only saying this because I can go into my gallery now, go into roster prices, and all of a sudden I see so many prices going up. I'm like, oh, this is sick. This is how Sorare used to be, right? I came in at a time where if players had like 2 good game weeks back to back, their price would nearly double. So I actually appreciate the fact that so many players' prices have been going up again. I really do, because I mainly have had Champion Europe players in my gallery alongside some of the challenger pieces as well, as you guys know. If we go into here, you can see that from the Challenger Europe region, from the old Challenger Europe region, I actually have lots of pieces in my gallery. Most prominently, the Feyenoord stack, which I actually might just ride out. I actually might not sell them. As I said before, I was actually planning to sell these players in these upcoming months. Ideally, I was looking at like the end of this month, possibly going into March as a point in time where I move these guys on. But now I actually want to keep some exposure in Challenger because my main part of the gallery has definitely shifted into Champion Europe. That is definitely the region that I personally am going to be favoring the most, the one that I personally will be chasing after the most. If we go into Super Rare specifically, and we look at Champion Europe in-season cards, I have Palacios, I have Marmoush, I have Pablo Barrios, Gaza, we have Julian Brandt, Javi Guerra, and then, of course, in the new Champion Europe Super Rare divisions, if it is like the in-season ones, you can use the old cards as well, one of them. But as far as I can remember, the whole in-season stuff only starts next season. So in August, right? So let me just quickly go to Vitali because he always has this figured out. He's a beast with this. Man from Sorare Data has us all covered. I'm going to be talking a lot about Sorare Data as well. By the way, what the hell would we all be without Sorare Data? Can I be completely honest here? I know I'm an ambassador of their platform, and I'm so thankful for it. But at the same time, lads, I genuinely could not play this game if it wasn't for Sorare Data. It's like half my enjoyment that I get out of Sorare It's all happening on Sorare data, maybe even more than that. So if you guys want to sign up for the best page out there with the best people working for the company, like Vitali, like Erwan, like Laird, obviously, all these people, make sure to sign up using the link in the description down below and then use the code Johnny. That would be really kind of you, as it does support me as well. So thank you very much. But let's dive in. Here it is. So February 16th, which is coming up in a couple of days, we obviously have the new capped competition stuff starting. And then live on March 29th, we will then have the new what is it called, like regions and stuff. And here it is, divisions with multi-entry, Champ EU, in season and off season. Okay, so I am right. I will be able to use those players. That was my plan. I want to play Champion Europe in season. I'm going to be using Gaza. I'm going to be using Schlotterbeck. I'm going to be using Julian Brandt, Palacios, and Marmoush. Or, obviously, I can go with Gaza. I can go with... I probably need, like, a defender from Champ Europe from this season. So that's one thing I probably will be aiming towards. And that will also give me the flexibility of being able to use Gaza alongside that Champ Europe defender super rare. And then have Alex Garcia in there alongside Palacios and Marmoush. I truly do believe in these players. And I do think that I can get some big cash rewards with these guys. But of course, at the same time, I can easily use these cards in the old season tournaments as well. Now, I actually wonder... Can I use, in off-season, can you use new season cards? I actually wonder. Or is it, like, actually prohibiting people from entering with new season cards? I don't think I'm actually read up on that. I probably should, because obviously I only have one Champion Europe Super Rare goalkeeper currently playing. So that is definitely something to look at. But yeah, the Champion region is going to be the one for me to go after the most. That's where I feel strongest. That's where I feel like I have the best players in my gallery. If we're looking at basically the players here and we filter by performance, please. Where is it again? Not newest to oldest, best to worst. There we go. So we do have the likes of Grimaldo, Rodrigo, the Bayern stack. I mean, clearly I should just go ahead and do this. Let me go and do that. Leverkusen. So as you guys know, I have the Leverkusen boys. Why is that not working? There we go. So we have the Leverkusen boys. Then we also have the Girona guys, which I probably should take away the scarcity thing here. There we go. So Leverkusen, we have these players, which are huge. Then we go to Bayern Munich. In Bayern Munich, we have the stack already, just missing the midfielder, which I'm not going to buy. I'm just going to go ahead and rock this with Rodrigo most of the time. Then we have, or Madison, we have, who do we have? Girona, of course. That is another side that I'm backing heavily. They have had some tough matchups so far, but soon the easier matchups will return for Girona. And I think they're going to be smashing it up in the second half of the season. And then, of course, the most important one for me, Liverpool. Salah, Trent, Alisson. And then I have a couple of pieces here, which are not that important. They're only here to go ahead and help me with basically being able to supply the team with that 3% XP. And that's what they're doing. So I do have that 3%. For example, this Salah is on 13%. He's maxed out completely. And that's something I'm looking at and thinking, ooh, going into the new season, right? When this whole new stuff launches in August 2024, I will be in a position where for the off-season competitions, for example, for like Premier League, I'll be able to line up a very strong Liverpool side with a very high XP on it. And if people are not able to use new season cards in the off-season part, then that means I'll be able to use my super high XP collection from Liverpool in there and be in a very good spot. Because obviously in the off-season Premier League competition, a lot of people are going to be running Liverpool stacks. If I can have one of the most high XP ones, that makes a big difference. So again, the collection side of the game, which probably NEP is very excited about, I think could turn out to be very important. Again, I personally am going to be stacking teams once again. That's what I want to do. That's what I feel like is the most important part and the most successful part of my gallery over the past 2 years. So I'm definitely going to be sticking to this stacking game. I will probably be adding a couple more Champion Europe sides into my gallery, whether it be on the Super Rare level or whether it be on the rare level. That is definitely something I'm wanting to do. And I got to tell you, man, it's been quite nice seeing the initial reaction on the market, because a lot of times when you have updates like this, people look at the sentiment on Twitter and they see so many people complaining. They see most people saying, oh, my threshold players are not worth anything anymore. My tier 5s, tier 4s, tier 3s, they're not worth anything anymore. And they're not worth zero, but they're worth less. And that's how it should be. And I gotta be honest, I realized this like a year ago. I thought if Sorare wants to go ahead and keep this game going, the good players on this platform, they have to be more valuable again. And I was waiting for an update like this, and I'm glad it came out and it turned out good for my gallery. Again, I'm very upset for the people, not upset. I can feel with the people that are upset with this update. I completely get why you're upset, why you feel like all the planning that you have been doing has gone wrong all of a sudden with this new concept that Sorare is putting out there. It's basically a completely new game. That's what it is. And I gotta say, I was one of the luckier ones that landed on the side where the card values are going up rather than down. If we look at the lowest to highest, though, we probably will have a couple of players in there as well who are losing value. I mean, Kukchu, basically, yeah, he is not looking good right now. We're looking at Tapsoba, who should not go down in value. What a beast this man is. 93 points, legend. And then we have the likes of Matt O'Reilly going down in value, which does not surprise me at all. Celtic has not been that inspiring lately, and his performances have been bad. So that might be a combination of people selling out of the challenger region. Actually, Celtic is going to be in contender now, which a lot of people are upset about, but that's just how it is. So I do completely understand why he loses value. I also do understand why Bayern has lost a little bit of value, especially the older season cards. I get it. It's because Tuchel sucks, right? Yes, he does. He's possibly the worst coach that Bayern has had in years. I hate him with every single fiber in my body. I think he's the worst coach of all time. He sucks. I'm glad I can say it publicly again because I can't post enough about it on Twitter. I'm fuming inside. Anytime I think of him being the coach of Bayern, something inside of me just boils up, you know, and I'm just about to like go off like a freaking volcano. But I do understand why some of these cards are losing value. People are shifting into new season cards, and it makes sense with the in-season cards and the competitions coming up in March. Specifically, the Premier League ones have gained a lot in value. As you might have seen, my Rodrigo basically doubled in price. I did buy him back then for around 1,500 euros. He was down to like 650, and with the update, all of a sudden he goes back up and doubles in price and is right around the area where I bought him again. And that's the type of stuff I like. This card deserves to be up there in terms of price. He has earned the right to do so. He plays in one of the most competitive leagues in the world, in the best team in the world based on last season. They have won the treble. He is one of the, if not the best midfielder in the world, hence why he should hold a value like that. People like, yes, Sean, listen, Kill should never be up there. He should never, ever be able to compete with a player like Rodrigo. And just a couple of weeks ago, he was right around the price of a Rodrigo. As you guys have seen earlier on, he was around 600 euros, right? Kill was not too far away from it. This is how it should be. I'm sorry, MLS fans. I'm sorry, people who love Carlshill to death. I owned him multiple times. I profited off of his performances multiple times. But there is no way in hell he should be worth as much as a Kimmich or as a Rodrigo because the guy plays in the freaking MLS. Let's be real. Players right now, or until now, mostly went across there to retire, to cash in, to move to a new country, experience a different lifestyle. I get it. And don't get me wrong, I am all for the MLS becoming insane in the future. In my opinion, when it comes to athletic stuff, The US is insane. The athletes that you guys have, oops, sorry, are just nuts. So I need to get this call. I'll be right back. All right, where was I again? Athletes, US, MLS. I think you guys have the potential to dominate football in years to come. If you would use the resources that you're spending on basketball, NFL, all those insane sports, and put that sports science into football, actual football, I think the US is only going to get better and better. But as we speak now, this guy should be nowhere near up there. All right? That's just how it is. I'll be honest with you. The platform was nice the way it was before, but now the way that it is now, that's how it should have been. Someone like Rodrigo, who is one of the best midfielders in world football, should be one of the most valuable cards on the platform because he performs week in, week out on the highest level possible. That's how it is. And I understand that people are upset that they're, L15, 45, 50 players are not doing as well now in terms of their price. I get it. Like if we go down here into midfielders and we go to like, I don't know, Challenger Europe, I guess, and we look at some of these players, let's look at who's like a iconic guy, right? Let's go to Desart. I think Desart might be a bad example because he's still freaking crushing it. Look at that. He's up to 313. See? Are you seeing this? These players are going up because they're performing, right? That's how it should be. That's how the prices should be based. Oh my God, the guy is performing better than freaking Rodrigo. And you know what? You can use him for still quite a while. Until March 29th, you can still pop this Julian Desart into All-Star and win yourself a Rodrigo. That transition period has been given by Sorare now. And until March 29th, there's still plenty of time, a month and a half. So for me, seeing stuff like this is really encouraging. I didn't think he would actually go up in price here. Well done, Desart. I mean, he's number one here in Challenger. I didn't even see him in there. But let's find a different player that, like, historically has been really good. And I mean, Matt O'Reilly's probably one of the best ones to look at in terms of price graph. He has gone down. He's going to contender. It's going to be a tough time for players like Matt O'Reilly on this platform. He's still going to score extremely well in certain game weeks, but it's just not going to be viewed as important as a performance than someone that does it in the Prem, someone that does it in the Bundesliga, La Liga. And that's how it should be because the leagues are more competitive. They are much better. And yeah, let's be real. I think this update was necessary. It had to come. This was something that Sorare had to do. And I'm very happy that they have done it. I think it was the right decision. As harsh as it may sound to so many people out there that have clearly invested so much into this platform and are feeling kind of screwed now, I get it. But for the sake of the game, for the game to continue existing, I think it's the right decision. And I've taken like a week since this update has come out to actually gather my thoughts and come out with a video rather than uploading on day one because the update was immense. It's such a big update. It's a completely new game that I just didn't feel comfortable throwing out my ideas on day one and just, maybe not being able to stand by them after a week's time. So right now, as things stand, Sorare had to pull the handbrake. They've done so to make themselves more sustainable. The crypto market is going up again. If you guys have been paying any attention to Bitcoin, it has gone up above. What's going on with the police outside? Can you guys chill? So we have seen Bitcoin go above 50,000 since 2 years for the first time. And people are expecting a massive bull market to start again. And who knows what the hell is going to happen in terms of crypto, how high ETH is going to go, how many people are going to have that free money that they get from that odd investment, people putting 100 euros in and pulling out 10,000. That's something that happened on a regular back in the day when the bull market was going on full force. And for me, I truly believe that if the bull market in crypto comes back in again, people are looking for ways to spend their money, to have fun. And we're going to have more people like Pranksy come into a game like Sorare that has been there and around through the bull market, through the bear market, and now see a value in a game like this and feel inspired by the amount of money that Pranksy has been able to win in just like the Premier League competition that has been out lately. So with the in-season cards, the cash rewards, with all that stuff, we're yet to see how much Sorare is going to be paying out. They came out and said that obviously 75% of what they were paying out on a game week basis was from the thresholds. So now that they're dialing it down during the transition period and then completely getting rid of it later on, apart from like special weeklies possibly, I think they have to do a great job in going ahead and putting that cash into the other regions. Like, I understand you don't want to keep putting the exact same amount of cash out there for the people to grab, but at least, let's say it used to be 75%, at least like 45%, 40% of that budget should go back into the prize pools because that inspires people. And if you look at NEP Pentz's game week, let's go over here. NEP Pentz, my friend, has gone ahead and won himself, or I think he has, if I'm not mistaken. He should be like right up there. Yes, Premier League in-season limited with an Arsenal limited team with 4 from this season and 1 from last season. He has won himself 1,385 euros. That's insane, right? The return on limited cards, again, looks great. So he has bought this one for 144 euros on the market back then. This Saliba, he got for free. It was a reward. This Bukayo Saka, he bought for 145. This Declan Rice, 76 euros. Leandro Trossard, only 20 euros at the time. So he has basically like what, spent 300-400 euros on this team and is now winning 1,385 euros thanks to it. And now think about how big this could become in the rare or super rare divisions. What kind of payouts we could be looking at once the threshold is completely gone and Sorare has that cash pool to go ahead and spend into those divisions, or they have the cash now to go ahead and spend it on new licensing, getting the licensing done properly with so many teams and get proper connections to the clubs like they do with Liverpool, like they do with Dortmund, where people are complaining about the fact that they are constantly getting their new cards minted. Kwanzaa, for example, or Conor Bradley have gotten new season cards just now released onto the market, whilst other teams who have been licensed since the beginning of the season have not even had the full roster minted yet. I'm constantly waiting for Can Uzun from Nuremberg to get a freaking card. I've been waiting for this guy for such a long time. And if we go into the section here and we look at Nuremberg, right, you can see again, most of the players are already on the market. Their new season pictures, everything, it's there. And if we look at Can Uzun, he is also there. His picture is there. It also is on the platform. Let me go over here. Uzun, Can Uzun, there he is. It's even on the platform itself. It's there. This kid is one of the brightest young talents out of Turkey. I've been waiting for his card to drop ever since the season started, but it just hasn't happened. So I really hope that Sorare utilize that money that they're able to keep in their pockets to grow the game. This is a huge opportunity for the platform to go ahead and use their resources to get stuff like this done on time, to get licensing done on time, to release the cards, the new season cards, earlier than we have seen it happen right now. For example, the PSG cards have only now come out. People have been complaining about the fact that they're only in season for a couple of months and that they lose that utility very, very quickly. Now, first of all, I understand it's a frustrating thing to see that one of the best cards on the platform in Kylian Mbappe has only been minted this late, that one of the best teams on the platform like PSG has been minted this late. But obviously that's not something that Sorare wanted. Clearly, it was down to negotiating with PSG and not getting the price that they were willing to pay. So it took them a lot longer negotiating stuff like this and finally being able to put it out now rather than waiting on new season and then putting it out, in my opinion, is the right decision. And now it's in your hands to decide, oh, do I want to go ahead and buy the PSG players now, play the in-season tournaments and stuff right now? Or do I want to wait until the new season cards come out in the next year when August comes around and we have the new competition structures settled in properly? That's your decision. So I don't really understand why people have been complaining about that online. But again, Sorare need to use those resources that they now are able to keep to themselves to hire people that get these things done quicker, or where they can go ahead and pay up much quicker than they used to, because they were paying out so much money to people that were just grinding thresholds, keeping that money, withdrawing it, or not really reinvesting any of their own cash into the platform, basically sucking the life out of this platform ever so slowly. And that's what all of us who were playing cap modes were doing. And I'm part of that. Just this game week, I've gone ahead and got myself a super rare threshold. Yes, I have got myself a cap 240 threshold right here with 4 players playing. One of them didn't even play, and I still was able to get myself 187 euros from playing this team. That's not how the game should be. Guys, 187 euros is a big amount. If we go and take a look at player rankings and we go into the rare divisions, right? We go and sort out by value and we scroll down to like 200 euro mark. Let me show you what kind of players are down there that I can afford now due to playing a 4-man stack. So let's go down to the 200 euro region. And you can already see some players pop up here that I really would be interested in. So generally speaking, right around this area, we're looking at a goalkeeper who has 67 in his last 5 games. We're looking at Cristian Romero, a beast of a defender, playing for Spurs. Alphonso Davies. We're looking at Hector Herrera, who smashes it over in the MLS. Hulk is part of this list. We have Inigo Vicente, who smacks it up in the 2nd division in Spain, I believe. These are cards that I can still use. Hans van Aken, the GOAT, the Lord, right? This guy is right in there in terms of price. And I could just get this guy now due to just going ahead and putting out a team of 4 players. And my phone is ringing again. Sorry about that. My wife keeps calling me. But here we are again. So yeah, the fact that I can get like 187 euros with just a 4-man team, that's not how it should be. I should be putting out the best team I possibly can, competing up there, getting players like Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Schlotterbeck. These are the most desirable players playing in the highest divisions, and those ones should be able to get me the best rewards, the most valuable rewards. And trust me, this team of under 23 Rare Plus with 4 of possibly some of the best under 23 players on a platform, some of them playing in Champion Europe and some of them playing in Challenger, is going to get me a reward, which is a tier 2, which is probably going to be worth less than this. And that's the point. That's the whole point of this. I understand it's important for people to be able to buy in at a lower price. But here's the catch, guys. If you have a rare gallery, a super rare gallery, whatever, and you feel like you were buying up those lower tier pieces and they're just not working out as well now with this new system, sell up. I understand it's easy for me to say it and it's frustrating for you to hear it, but sell those players, go into limited, buy a bunch of the stacks. If you want to obviously continue playing Sorare, buy a bunch of the stacks in the top league, starting off with the Premier League so you can play the new in-season mode and just compete for the cash rewards now. That's how you readjust. I have readjusted to all the new things coming out from Sorare multiple times now, and I will continue to do so. But the safest way of playing this game is to own players like Jude, is to own players like Vinicius Jr., the highest profile players playing for some of the best teams in the world. And if you don't own them, you got to be happy about being able to afford the tier below them and compete for those cards to be able to win them as those jackpot prizes that Sorare is going to be offering you. And that at the end, I completely understand that I will probably make a couple of people very mad with my opinions right here, but that I think is the right way forward. And I'm saying this knowing that I still have so many pieces in my gallery that don't fit into this new system, knowing that I probably will lose a lot of value on those players. But at the end of the day, I'm very happy that this game will continue existing. And that's all I care about because I have so much fun playing it. And if things crash, that's fine. I had fun. If things go up, that's even better. And luckily, right now, with Champion Europe being the main focus, things seemingly are going up again. So having the top players shows like it is the most important thing to do right now, to have those types of players in your gallery and compete for the best rewards possible. That's me done for today. 30 minutes of rambling on after a week of thinking about the whole new update. I'm right there with Sorare, and I think they have made the right decision. Even though some things are not perfect, we have to accept it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care and peace.